Christina said I'm not going to bed. Christina said but I'm not coming on Discord either, winking face.
The person you've called is not available. I can let them know you've called by sending a text message with your phone number. If you don't want to send a text, hang up before the tone and you won't be charged. Standard call charges apply if you proceed.
And he won't be charged.
Your number 16966584770 will be sent in a text message to the person you called with the date and time of your call. If you wish to leave an alternative number, please press the hash key. Otherwise, simply hang up now.
If you wish to leave an
Thanks for calling. Goodbye.
What am I doing? I don't know. I am starting Elite Dangerous.
Refocusing.
And going to play. Playing for nobody, but that's okay. It's okay. Polishing my lens here for my Vive. Oh, interesting.
Welcome back, Admiral. You have 10 missions to complete.
Yes,
there are 3 destinations at Newnets, 1 at LHS 346, 3 in LFT 926 and 1 in L9P08-11. You are near Newnets C in the Newnets system. There are 3 missions in this system. 1 depot mission at Ocella's Starport, Lalibert Enterprise, 1 active mission at Coriolis Starport, Shriver Hub and 1 active mission at Outpost, Ryazanski Dock.
Okay, this should do it. What was I doing here? I'm in the nets. I was heading to this place.
Frameshift drive charging.
Before I was rudely interrupted.
HMS Justice has entered Super Cruise.
It's a target here too. There he is. We gotta figure out what's causing that lag.
Kuvlia is fair game.
goes to dynamite.
Drop to normal space in the vicinity of planet
Roger that.
C5.
I'll take care of the mothership, Commander.
Kuvlia is a legitimate target. From Pirate Kuvlia, you are a bigger fool than I thought.
Fighter is online. I'm ready when you are.
From Escort Rapier Iron Flood, hostiles detected. Protect the lead ship at all costs. Warning, attack by escort detected. From Police Federal Security Service, all citizens must submit to authority scans. Do not attempt to
Taking enemy fire, Commander. What are your orders?
Police Federal Security Service, all citizens must submit to authority scans. Do not attempt to flee. From Police Federal Security Service, crime response flight deployed. From Police Federal Security Service, crime response flight deployed.
Last time the punk jumped out early. Let's prevent that.
Hull integrity at 50%, Commander.
Dude, deal with it. What are you for?
Initiating voice control off.
What's that doing? This crazy stuff. We just say the thing. Just recognize its speech.
Any more of this
Initiating
and I've had it, Commander.
voice
Hull is
control
critical.
off.
From NPC Kuvlia, you fight a good fight. From NPC Kuvlia, you fight a good fight.
Now have dead.
Bounty voucher of nearly 76,000 credits received from UNETS Corporation.
Send this chat. And he goes to dynamite.
Damian Valentine is fair game.
Copy that,
4
Commander.
bounty vouchers
Engaging enemy
received for a
now.
total of nearly 577,000 credits. From Pirate Damian Valentine, you have no chance now. Assassination mission requirements completed. Redirected to mission origin. Warning,
Killing my
attack by
freaking
pirate
drone.
detected.
What's the matter with you? I'll let you guys take care of that. Where's my window?
Game not found.
Oh, don't do that to
Idling.
me. Seriously? Good old Frontier. Never fails to disappoint. Something's weird is going on in my tracking too.
Game found. Activating.
Thought this would have gone away. Interesting. I want virtual desktop.
Welcome back, Admiral. You have 10 missions to complete. There are 2 destinations in units, one in LHS 346, 3 at LFT 926 and 1 at L9P08-11.
Position my virtual desktop properly. Let's try over here-ish. Okay, that looks good. Right there.
Wilco, Commander. Returning to Fighter Bay now.
Did I at least finish that mission? Yeah, I did. Okay, this is one I have to finish up soon.
Fighter docked.
Retrieval process complete, Commander.
Drive charging.
Okay, no more distractions.
Fighter reconstruction complete and ready for launch. HMS Justice has jumped to Super Cruise. Fighter reconstruction complete and ready for launch.
Incoming mission critical message.
Of course. Seriously, they're sending a Python out to me?
From Pirate Rodenberg, big hole like that, surprised you made it this far.
Keep moving on. Things are gonna get better. It won't take long. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Keep moving on. Things are gonna get better. It won't take long. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Moving to the top. Keep on moving. Keep moving on. Things are gonna get better. It won't take long. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Boom, 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 boom. Keep moving on. Things are gonna get better.
Rodenberg is
Showing
urgent
you
on
the
the target.
closest threat.
From Pirate Rodenberg, make it easy on yourself and submit.
Submit this.
Initiating. Voice control off.
Voice control on. Voice control on. Start listening. Crazy AI. Keep on moving.
Game not found.
Seriously?
Idling.
It's gonna be one of those days, huh? Keep on moving, keep on in, keep on moving and you'll win. Keep on moving, keep on in, keep on moving and you'll win and you'll win. Keep moving on.
Game found.
Things are gonna
Activating.
get better. It won't take long. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Keep moving on. Things are gonna get better. It won't take long. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving.
Welcome back, Admiral. You have 10 missions to complete. There are 2 destinations at Nuanets, 1 in LHS 346, 3 in LFT 926 and 1 at L9P08-11. Fighter rebuilt and ready for deployment. You are near Nuanets C5 in the Nuanets system. There are 2 missions here. 1 depot mission at Ocella's Starport, Lalibert Enterprise and 1 active mission at Outpost, Ryazanski Dock.
It won't take long.
HMS Justice has entered Super Cruise. From Pirate Rodenberg, I knew I'd find you eventually, all that tasty cargo. Rodenberg is a legitimate target.
What's going on with this lag? Gosh, I got an itch underneath my headphone.
HMS Justice has left Super Cruise in the vicinity of Ocella's Starport, Lalibert Enterprise. You have 1 depot mission at this
This is
station.
Federal Flight Control. You are required to submit a docking request before landing. Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 090.
Landing pad 9 is at 8 o'clock near, as you enter with the green lights on your right.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear!
Warning,
I hit the
Engage
wrong
landing
one.
gear.
Yes, I know.
Landing gear deployed.
Just sometimes things just start acting up for no goddamn reason.
Docking completed. Disembark when ready.
Station services information update obtained. The local market is selling marine equipment at a good price as well as Bertrandite and Indite. You only have 25 limpets on board. You might want to consider restocking.
Only 25. Keep moving on. Things are gonna get better. It won't take long. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving.
Delivery mission completed.
Keep on
You have been awarded over 3 million credits in this economic boom.
Keep moving on. Things are gonna get better. Keep on take long. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Yeah, they hate me. They hate my guts. Keep moving on. Things are gonna get better. Keep on take on. I really love you. And 3, 4, 6. So let's do those after we come back from our assassination mission. Hopefully we don't crash. She probably will because I mentioned it. Let's restart voice attack.
Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2. Refocusing. Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2. Lost elite focus.
Pad detached complete.
Monitoring
Go for
joystick
departure.
2. Refocusing.
Welcome.
Refocusing.
Turn it down a bit.
Traffic warning. Be on the lookout for other vessels in the area.
Yes.
Frameshift drive charging.
What time is it?
10:12 p.m.
You
You're
have
welcome,
exceeded
I
the station
suppose.
exclusion zone. FFC signing off.
From Messenger Rob Robinson. Good job, I found you. You're a hard one to track down.
Another friggin' messenger. I hate these. Let's head to this. Keep moving on. Things are gonna get better. It won't take long. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving.
Dave Enza has a bounty.
Eye on the prize.
From pirates
Showing you the closest
no
threat.
escape.
Did they
HMS
over?
Justice has dropped to normal space near star LFT 926 AM.
Double interdiction.
Fighter launching from mothership.
All clear, Commander. Put me in the thick of it.
I left wait a bit. Let's see if they decide to join us. We're just watching.
Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
What am I gonna do? Nobody's watching. Nobody cares. Nobody cares to watch me.
Oh, you guys got a turkey. Cute. We're having an ostrich.
Upgrade your holiday season by getting 3 months of wireless
Refocusing.
for a single payment of just $20. Happy your holidays from Mint Mobile.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away,
Welcome,
buying a
Commander.
car should be
Returning
no
to Fighter
different.
Bay now.
That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
Here's our breaking news. A huge...
Fighter redict.
Sequence complete. Fighter is safely on board, Commander.
Investigation. The special counsel, Robert Mueller, releasing his sentencing memo.
Fighter
for
rebuilt
Michael
and
Flynn.
lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
HMS
Justice has jumped to Super
I want to
Cruise.
discuss now with my
Fighter
legal analyst,
reconstruction
Jack Quincy,
complete and
Horacio
ready for
Angapa, and
deployment.
Renato Mariotti. So good to have you on. So let's go through this, okay? Renato, you first. Mueller says that Flynn has given
Refocusing.
and this quote, substantial assistance and is recommending no jail time. What kind of information would he have had to give Mueller to get that kind of a deal?
One of two things, Don. Either he would have had to help Mueller make a case, make a charge against somebody that he
Messenger Rob
otherwise
Robinson,
wouldn't have
don't
been able
panic.
to do to
I've
make
been
a
sent
charge
to
on.
find you.
Or he would have to provide information that would greatly or significantly increase Mueller's odds of getting a conviction as to somebody that Mueller might have otherwise charged. So that part you were holding up before the break with all the redactions, that very well may contain information about a criminal case that Mueller is going to bring due to information provided by Michael Flynn.
Okay, and it talks about why it's redacted, right? They said because it's still ongoing. So Asha, listen, there are significant redactions. Renato just said that in the filing released to the public. He refers to multiple investigations, including a criminal investigation, and then it's redacted right after that. What do you think he could be referring to?
I don't want to speculate, but obviously there is a criminal investigation that is separate from the Mueller investigation, and that is one thing that jumped out at me, because if it's something that is actually occurring in a separate jurisdiction, the way that he farmed out the Cohen case to the Southern District of New York, it starts to fit in with this pattern where Mueller is, handing off pieces that may not fit in directly with his mandate, but those are being pursued by other parts of the Department of Justice, other U.S. attorneys' offices, and this is important. The president needs to know that means that if he fires Mueller, this will not go away. There are pieces of it that will continue to live on. I believe Mueller's investigation will live on regardless as well, but
do you think that was a pretty crafty thing for him to do?
Well, I think that it's both, crafty and strategic if he's trying to spread it out, but it also could mean that this investigation is just so big that A, his team can't handle all of it, and B, that he is respecting the parameters of his mandate. We keep hearing that he's crossed this red line. Well, it looks like he's not crossing red lines. He is understanding where those lines are, but when he sees things that may be a violation of the law, he's giving them to the appropriate offices that should pursue them.
Okay. So, Jack, listen, I'm just looking here because Rudy Giuliani responded. This is what he's telling NBC News. He says, there's a Yiddish word that fits, he said. They don't have bubkas. They don't have bubkas. he downplayed any concern about what Flynn may have had. If he had information to share with Mueller that hurt the president, you would know it by now. And then, here's what he said to Fox News. He said, Rudy Giuliani likens the offense in the Flynn guilty plea to spitting on the sidewalk with major repercussions for many. So, what kind of statements are these? Do they show a lack of preparedness here?
Well, I think it's bogus, okay? I'm not sure if that's an apt use of that term. In Brooklyn, we called it something else.
It starts with bull?
But,
yeah,
I mean, look, they have persistently engaged in, deny. No matter what they say, deny it, deny it, deny it. And I think this is just more of the same. By the way, I think, and I know you've pointed out a couple of times, this part that says that Flynn also provided substantial assistance in connection with this criminal investigation. But I think there are three parts to this section of the memorandums. And in fact, I think there are at least two places where one might see the third caption, either in the middle of page 4 or in the middle of page 5.
Is it says where the defendant has also provided useful information concerning and then redacted?
Dave Enzo is a legitimate target.
Okay,
yes.
that's page 4.
Dave Enzo is a legitimate target.
That the section of the addendum that addresses that part of the investigation, which is a third part, is summarized either on
Caution, entering medium threat mission
5,
encoded signal
as I
source.
described under what I think is clearly
Stand by for deployment. Fighter is going live.
Entered normal space near star LFT 926V.
The fact that both
From
the caption
Stein
and
Arsil,
the
no system is being compromised.
redacted, I
Stein
attach
Arsil
some
has about
significance to, and I
From
think
ambushed
that this
pilot Martin
problem,
Burridge,
well,
help me,
if
you're my only hope.
Rudy is paying attention,
Try to launch
I
it.
think he would be
From
very
pirate Stein
concerned
Arsil, you face
about
your
what
death now.
that might be.
Warning,
Because
attack
there's
by
little
pirate
hint
detected.
of what it might be.
So, all right. So one thing that isn't addressed in this filing, as far as we know, is anything to do with Comey and possible obstruction. Remember, Trump wanted Comey to let the whole Flynn thing go, and he said, "You'll see yourself into, your way into letting this go." So what do you
Bounty
think now?
voucher
Do
of
you
nearly
think that's part of what's
79,000
happening?
credits received from Green Party of LFT 926. Assassination mission requirements completed.
I do too. I don't think there's
Redirected to mission origin.
There's something else that involves
From
that.
NPC Martin
This
Burridge,
is something else.
Mayday.
But go on.
Taking heavy damage, lost engines,
Well,
venting
that
fuel and
Comey
oxygen.
piece is,
Mayday.
Trump was asking
From NPC Martin Burridge,
Comey to
Mayday.
let Flynn
Taking
go,
heavy damage,
but
lost engines,
Flynn doesn't
venting fuel
necessarily
and
have
oxygen.
information
Mayday.
about that because Flynn is, Flynn is the one he's trying to help at that point. What I think here is Flynn provided information that is allowing Mueller to make a criminal case against someone. We don't know who that is. We can speculate or not speculate. But there's certainly somebody out there who has a criminal case that could be coming. And one thing I can say for sure based on this is the reporting we've seen from some folks, I know Michael Isikoff and others, saying that Mueller's about to wrap up or he's just tying the loose ends. That does not appear to be accurate.
Okay. So, Asha, let me ask you about
Martin
this
Burridge.
because
Can anyone read me?
the filing
I'm
says
being
the
ambushed
defendant's
by pirates.
false statements
Need
to the
immediate
FBI
assistance.
about
Help me,
his
please.
contacts with the Russian government
From
emissary,
NPC Martin
requests
Burridge.
he
Can
conveyed to
anyone
the
read
Russian
me?
government through
I'm
that
being
emissary,
ambushed by pirates.
and Russia's
Need
response
immediate
to those
assistance.
requests were
Help me,
material to
please.
the FBI's investigation into the nature of any links or coordination between the Russian government and individuals associated with the Trump campaign. Is this central to the entire case?
I think it is significant. And I'm glad that you read that passage because I wanted to highlight that and the fact that he notes that it is material. That's an element of a false statement charge. But I think it's significant because let's remember what Mike Flynn was doing at that moment. This is after President Obama expelled 35 Russian spies who were here under diplomatic cover as punishment, basically, for Russia's interference in our election. As a former FBI agent who did counterintelligence, it is extraordinary to PNG, that's making them persona non grata, just one diplomat. To do it for 35 is huge. And you have this person behind, under the table saying, don't worry about it, don't react.
Retrieval process complete.
you know, the Trump administration has said, well, we were allowed to do that. We're coming in, except that they lied about it. And then other members of the administration continue to lie about it. So the question is, why was this material to this bigger investigation? It is a part of a bigger scheme, whether there was a quid pro quo, whether this was something that had been arranged in advance or there had been previous communications remains to be seen. But I do think that it is central.
I also think it's interesting, we're going to come back after the break. I'll let you jump in on that, Jack, but it was just interesting to me when they talked about his military service and that he served in the military for over 33 years, including 5 years of combat duty, led the Defense of Intelligence, retired a 3-star lieutenant. The defendant's record of military and public service distinguished him from every other person who has been charged as a part of the special counsel's investigation. Then he goes on to talk about how people who are in public service, especially if they are representing the presidency or the office of the President of the United States, they should be held to a higher standard. Some of the supporters of this president and Michael Flynn will say, is this the way you treat a member of the military who has served his country? The member of that military did not have to lie to the FBI. We'll be right back.
Yeah, doesn't matter who you are. He did a crime.
He tried to live.
Did a fraternity's rampant hazing cost him his life?
In a house that's supposed to be alcohol-free, Tim Piazza goes from 0 to 18 drinks in 82 minutes.
How did it happen, and who was responsible?
Hazing is out of control on our college campuses.
No one should die because they want to join a fraternity.
CNN's Allison Camerata investigates a deadly haze inside the fraternity crisis. Saturday night, 8 Eastern.
Not long ago, Rhonda started here. And then more jobs began to appear. What started with one job spread all around.
Initiating.
Because each job and energy
Leo
creates
online
in this town.
It's Blue Diamond, the nonstick fry pan infused with millions of diamonds. So nonstick, it's like cooking on air. Absolutely nothing sticks to Blue Diamond.
Initiating.
Safe to oven bake, broil
Leo
up to 850
online.
degrees. Blue Diamond lasts 10 times longer. Metal safe, it's 5 times harder. Only Blue Diamond has the solid forged base. Even this sledgehammer can't dent Blue Diamond. It's the strongest pan known to man. Dishwasher safe. Get Blue Diamond, the best nonstick pan you'll ever own. Now at these fine retailers.
Our old TV provider decided to stop providing our school's games.
So I bought this bad boy. Road trips every Saturday.
But that Dish guy said switch to Dish. You get every major D1 football game right here at home.
Stay home and get every major D1 game with Dish.
What is luxury? A state of mind, free time, a villa, a vista. That place you love, it's more than you expect. It's perfection, it's opulence, it's service. All included, all the time. Fulfill your desires. No limits, all lavish. Chic days, posh nights, live your dreams.
Voice
Elegant,
control
loyal, fulfilled. 2 hearts, 5 stars, 1 name. Sandals. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
You do more than protect parks when you share the love. You protect our future. Get a new Subaru like the all-new Forester, and charities like the National Park Foundation can receive $250 from Subaru.
Get 0% during the Subaru Share the Love event.
Come on, I just had one more.
10 ordinary people. Making the world an extraordinary place.
This is nice. What do you use?
Vote now for the 2018 CNN Hero of the Year.
Fighter startup activated. I've got the mothership.
Are the credit cards in your wallet actually the best ones for you? At Nerd,
Return to normal state.
Telepresence online. Awaiting your orders.
top cards for balance transfer.
Pirate Dave Enza, do you have something for me?
And other perks.
Warning,
Using
attack
Nerd
by
can
pirate
load to narrow
detected.
search.
The
NerdWallet makes it
pirate
easy
Dave
to
Enza,
find credit
you
cards
perish
in your
now at
pocket.
the hands of a pirate
The
lord.
ones you have now.
From ambushed pilot Baron Munchausen,
Stop
help
missing
is
out.
here. You are here
Visit
to help, aren't you?
nerdwallet.com to find the cards
Dave
that are
Enza
made
has
for
a
you.
bounty. Co-pirate Dave Enza, do you have
My
something
shields
for
are
me?
down. Request an assist, Commander.
DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site. An iPad with $505 was sold for less than $24, a PlayStation 4 for less than $16, and a Schultz 4K television for less than $10.
Set one of these Bluetooth headphones for $20.
I got these 3 suitcases
Help me,
for less than $40.
From NPC Baron Munch House Ed. Can
Go to
anyone read me?
DealDash.com
I'm
right
being
now
ambushed
and
by
see how
pirates.
much you
Need
can
immediate
save.
assistance. Help me, please.
This is CNN, the most trusted name in news.
So Robert Mueller's team, in their filing with the federal judge late tonight, cited Michael
Voice
Flynn's
control
cooperation with the Russian investigation, calling it particularly valuable. Back with me, Jack Quinn, Asha Rangappa, and Renato Mariotti. So let's continue on with the theme. And Jack, I know you want to weigh in, so let me ask you. I just want to read a little bit
in need
more
of immediate assistance.
So
down to emergency power. All systems failing. Can anyone
talks
help?
about the history and characteristics
From NPC Baron Munch House Ed. Mayday. In need of immediate assistance.
Standards.
Down to emergency power. All systems failing. Can
his
anyone help?
history and characteristics as a member of the military who served with honor, and as a 3-star lieutenant general, I want to point that out. He said the defendant's extensive government service should have made him particularly aware of the harm caused by providing false information to the government, as well as the rules governing work performed on behalf of a foreign government. And then it goes on to say, the defendant deserves credit for his accepting responsibility in a timely fashion, substantially succinct, and described by the
From NPC Dave Enzer, you've scratched my paint.
That he should know better.
From NPC Baron Munch House Ed, can anyone read me? I'm being ambushed by pirates. Need immediate assistance.
Online.
Help me, please.
Had this honorable
From
service
NPC Baron Munch House Ed, can anyone read me?
And he's pleaded
I'm
guilty
being ambushed by
to lying
pirates.
to the
Need
FBI.
immediate assistance.
That's not a defense.
Help me, please. From NPC Dave Enzer, you've scratched my paint.
It has always troubled me that somebody with his particular background
Microblaze is a legitimate
would
target.
have a
2 bounty vouchers received for a total of nearly 365,000 credits.
the Russian ambassador.
Assassination
Not
mission
real- again,
requirements
this guy
completed.
ran the,
Redirected to mission origin.
He was part of the
Warning,
intelligence
attack by
community.
pirate detected.
How he thought he could have
From pirate
these
microblaze,
communications
you have
with
no
the Russian
chance now.
ambassador and not be
From
overheard.
NPC Baron Munch House Ed,
has
or in all
misfired.
commanders.
And
I'm being
it
ambushed.
just
Can anyone
has
provide assistance?
Struck me.
Help me,
that
please.
In connection with
From
this
NPC
filing,
Baron Munch House Ed,
that,
calling
you
all
know,
commanders.
Shield's gone, Commander.
I'm being
I need
ambushed.
help
Can anyone
immediately.
provide assistance?
I can't find any trace
Help
of the
me,
fighter.
please.
Think it's down, sir.
Fighter deploying.
And, you know, sort of knew that,
Fighter is clear of the mothership.
that he was going to, well, he knew there was a fair chance he would be caught when he lied to the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Initiating.
Because it
Voice
seemed so
control off.
inconceivable that he wouldn't. And
From
I
NPC
just
Baron
wonder
Munch House Ed,
if,
calling all commanders.
going back to this
I'm
whole
being ambushed.
question about
Can anyone provide
obstruction
assistance?
and whether this plays
Help me,
into it
please.
and plays into the Comey firing,
Warning,
I
attack
will
by escort
remind you
detected.
that at the time
From escort
there were
Skirmion,
reports
I want
that
to
the
reach out and
President
touch someone.
and General Flynn
From
remained
NPC
in
Baron Munch
contact.
House Ed,
So there
calling
were
all commanders.
communications between
I'm
them.
being ambushed. Can anyone
and,
provide
you know,
assistance?
it's
Help me,
at
please.
least to my mind, at least worth thinking about whether or not it's possible that there were some
From NPC
communications that were
Microblaze, you've scratched my
inappropriate,
paint.
whether between
From
the
NPC
President or perhaps
Microblaze,
somebody
you've
else
scratched my paint.
at a senior level of the White House.
You know, Asha, in this memorandum, the special counsel's referring to Flynn, but I mean, he could be referring to senior members at
From
the White
NPC
House.
Baron Munch House Ed,
and
Mayday.
folks at the White House.
Mayday.
Saying that
I'm
government
under
officials
attack.
should be held to a higher
They've
standard.
knocked out my engines and I'm leaking fuel.
Absolutely. You
From
know,
NPC
though
Baron
I'm
Munch
sure
House
one
Ed,
of the
Mayday.
defenses as things
Mayday.
come out is that, well,
I'm
these
under
people
attack.
had no experience. That
They've
was kind
knocked
of
out my engines
what
and
was
I'm
the
leaking
White House
fuel.
defense when some of
Mayday.
the obstruction
Fighter rebuilt and ready for
investigation
launch.
started, that he didn't really know
From
how the
pirate
government
Skirmion,
worked and how
the end is
the
nigh.
FBI and Department of Justice
Warning,
worked.
attack by pirate
I do
detected.
want to emphasize, Don,
Skirmion is
that
fair
as
game.
far as the idea
Bounty
that
voucher of over
they've just
84,000
gotten
credits received
Flynn
from
for
Green Party
lying
of
because there was nothing
926.
else, to me, this filing makes clear that they could have also charged him as being an unregistered foreign agent. You know, Michael Flynn retroactively registered as a foreign agent for Turkey. And so he was, during the campaign, knowingly acting as an agent of a foreign power. And what this
From
filing
NPC
makes
Baron Munch
clear, in
House Ed,
addition to
Mayday.
undermining a sitting administration, as I mentioned before, by talking to Russia secretly about sanctions, is that the filing makes clear that he's also violating a democratic principle of transparency. That if you are out in public, you're working in a campaign, and you are opining about foreign policy, that the American public ought to know that you're being paid by a foreign government to do that. And so I think that this is going to be a recurring theme. This is sort of echoes what we saw with the Cohen plea, that the president was negotiating a deal without disclosing it to the public while having views on Russia. Are these crimes? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, the foreign agent pieces, but, you know, transparency should be something that we're concerned about from a democratic and from a national security perspective as well.
So listen, let's talk about that. She just mentioned it, and to add this to it, Sally Yates, she was the one who went to the White House to warn them that Flynn could be compromised by the Russians. And then fast forward, now we hear talking about the Russians potentially having to compromise over Trump for not revealing that he was working on this Moscow deal that Asha just mentioned. That's pretty incredible.
It is incredible, Don, and I agree with what Asha just said. You know, Flynn to me, not only did he commit crimes, and I agree with Asha, there are other crimes that he committed, at least at the very least, registering as not failing to register as a foreign agent.
I can't hold them off much longer.
The deal he got here was essentially being charged with this instead of something else.
But
I've got to
Lost
say,
elite
Flynn
focus.
is exercising
Monitoring joystick 2.
I can't hold them off much longer. Emblematic of the entire administration. You know, Flynn was the guy at the national convention for the Republicans chanting "Lock her up." I mean, here you have a man who is a general, a person who has an intel experience, who certainly has experience with how our justice system works, chanting that the political opponent of the president should be, thrown in jail without any due process for something that has never been charged as a crime before in that manner. So, to me, the fact that guy, I agree with Asha, is inserting himself and interjecting himself in a presidential campaign, talking about foreign policy when he's being paid by another government to be their advocate, it shows such colossally poor judgment that it's not really surprising that he got himself in criminal trouble. And you have to wonder, why the heck was this guy chosen to be our national security advisor when there were plenty of other choices, and Chris Christie and others put forth a short list of names that didn't include Flynn?
Yeah, well, we only have so much show to get to. Those are deep questions. Thank you, Renata. Thank you, Asha. Jack as well. I appreciate it. Robert Mueller says Michael Flynn provided substantial assistance to prosecutors. Are there parallels to Watergate?
I still can't believe you got me a tennis bracelet.
What can I say?
You're amazing.
Wake up. From APC Baron Munchausen.
Wake up.
In need of immediate assistance.
Should be thanking me
Down
for
to
that.
emergency power. All systems
I showed my dad this deal at Hillsburg.
Can anyone help?
He bought jewelry, and I got
From
this
initiation.
free. Voice control off.
In need of immediate assistance. Down to emergency power. All systems
Buy a
failing.
gift like a diamond tennis
Can anyone
bracelet
help?
and get a Nintendo Switch system free at Hellsburg
Voice
Diamonds.
control off.
Clear online.
You want a home with an extra bedroom.
Refocusing.
Guests. But
From
mostly you have
NPC
stuff.
Baron Munchausen.
Uniquerealtor.com.
Sustained heavy damage
The
and
home
pirate attack.
of home search.
Require immediate assistance. Mayday.
A smile shop is
From
where smiles are
NPC Baron
made. We're a
Munchausen.
smile
Mayday.
guide, just like
Sustained
this,
heavy damage
walks
and
you through
pirate
your
attack.
transformation to a
Require
smile
immediate
you'll love.
assistance.
During
Mayday.
your free 30-minute visit, we'll show you a 3D scan of your teeth and talk about straightening your smile. Then we deliver invisible aligners to you for just $80 a month. No braces, no monthly office visits, no paying a fortune. And hey, now we're in the neighborhood. Book your free visit now at SmileDirectClub.com.
Docking completed. Hangar is secure, Commander.
From NPC Baron Munchausen. Mayday. In need of immediate assistance. Down to emergency power. All systems failing. Can anyone help? Fighter reconstruction complete and ready for launch.
Hiring? It's a big deal. Finding the right candidates can take up lots of your time and energy. But not on Indeed. Millions of great people are using Indeed every single day. People with every possible combination of skill and experience. And with filters to help you find them faster, whatever type of candidates you're looking for, you'll find them on Indeed. Accelerate your hiring even more with a $50 credit to start your first job post with premium placement on Indeed.
Morning. What do we got?
Keep an eye on that branch. It might get windy. Have a good shift.
Fire pit. Last use 0600. I'd stay close.
Morning.
Get ready to switch.
Protected by Flo. Should say protected by Alan and Jamie. Right?
Should it?
When you bundle home and auto, you get more than just savings. You get round-the-clock protection.
10 ordinary people making the world an extraordinary place. Vote now for the 2018 CNN Hero of the Year at cnnheroes.com.
I pledge allegiance to the American dream and the freedom to live your best life. To civil discourse. To writing your own history. To giving back. And to you, be you. And to all those who make America what it is and will be. I'm John Cena, and I'm proudly American.
Money makes more cereal. Wow. Dreaming?
I don't know. You want me to pinch you?
Left supercruise near
Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
From NPC Atlantic, I've seen the UMPA
Refocusing.
of interest to you. I'm sure they can't be far away.
Thank you for inspiring me.
Okay, well, I'm going to do this, finish this.
The Lead with Jake Tapper. Tomorrow starting at 4 Eastern on CNN.
So this is a breaking news tonight, a huge development in the Russia investigation. Robert Mueller says former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn has provided substantial assistance, that's a quote, to the Russia investigation, and he recommends no prison time for Flynn. Let's bring in Frank Bruni, Douglas Brinkley. Gentlemen, good evening to you. So Frank, Mueller got 19 interviews from the President's National Security Advisor on top of 70 hours that he got from his personal attorney. Two things. How do you think the President is going to react to this? And if you're in the White House, what are you saying?
Well, in terms of how he's going to react, I guess the witching hour for Twitter is tomorrow morning, right? So maybe we'll have our answer then. I suspect we'll hear the phrases witch hunt and hoax. I think the President has already reacted to this. If you look at what he's done in recent weeks with tweets saying that Mueller and his team are bullying witnesses and threatening them and making them say certain things to get off the hook, that's a sort of umbrella prophylactic reaction, advanced reaction, that's meant to cover the Michael Cohen situation, that's meant to cover the Michael Flynn situation. I think he'll just continue that theme of saying you cannot trust whatever Michael Flynn said in those 19 interviews, and that's a big number that we have to pay attention to. These investigators aren't just wasting their time when they talk to someone. If they talk to someone for 19 different times, it means something, right? I mean, so I think if you're in the White House, you have to look at that number, and you have to be nervous. You have to look at one other number, which is 0. That's the number of days they're recommending he spend behind bars. And this isn't a lawyerly term, it's a layman's one, but that's a thank you. That's saying, you did well for us. Yeah. Thank you very much.
But yeah, the information must have been good because we're going to let you off, because they could have provided a longer sentencing. And I got to say, I don't think, I'm not an attorney, but it's not legal, I guess, to spread false information to the public, because they're saying members of the team repeated the falsehoods of Michael Flynn to the public, basically spreading disinformation. Doug, the memo says that Flynn provided substantial assistance to prosecutors. Are there parallels to how this is unfolding, this investigation is unfolding in the past to, I don't know, Watergate?
There are great Watergate parallels, but remember in Watergate we had Sam Ervin committee and there were public hearings and information would be aired in public. That's how we found out about the Nixon tapes. That's how, how John Dean really became famous. In this case, we're getting this sort of drip, drip, drip coming out of the kind of scraps of the Mueller report, redacted documents that we're all kind of trying to read what's really going on. Watergate, however, was about things in the United States, domestic concerns. I think that General Flynn, Jared Kushner could be in one of the prime people that I would be worried. It should be worried tonight. because Flynn and Kushner were kind of a dog and pony team international. They were going to create their own, you know, the breaking of the Logan Act, to create their own foreign policy, cut their own deals places. Israeli
entered normal space in the vicinity of Orbis Starport, Jameson Memorial.
I think we might have to separate
5 completed missions at this station.
Flynn, in the sense that Flynn and Cohen don't have a lot of interaction, but Flynn and Jared Kushner had a ton of it. And it's not just Donald Trump that should be very worried tonight. It's a significant evening, but I think the pressure on Jared Kushner must be immense.
CMDR Rider 1 is a legitimate target.
Let's talk about that separate criminal
CMDR Rider 1 is fair game.
Also helping with a separate criminal investigation. That's you, Frank. Any idea what that could be about? And the rest of it, I mean, you saw it? It's just like,
yeah, no, I mean, I don't know what that is, but it sure is one of the most tantalizing details. I think it's investigations plural, right?
Yeah, it says the defendant has provided substantial assistance in a criminal investigation.
In a criminal investigation, yeah. Well, I mean, Doug mentions Jared Kushner. I don't know if that's what it's about, but I think it's important to bring that name up because there was an alliance there. It's also important to note that Michael Cohen and Michael Flynn, both very close to the president at different times and in different ways. So they have different tranches of information to offer Mueller and his team. Michael Flynn is not just someone who was a drive-by figure in the campaign. He was there for much of 2016. He was someone who introduced Trump at rallies. He led the chance of lock her up. He was a foreign policy advisor.
Landing pad 17 is at 10 o'clock here, as you enter with the green lights on your right.
So this is not just any
CMDR Rider 1 is a legitimate target.
This is a very, very close aide who had a view of things, particularly on the international front, and that's another thing.
Landing gear already retracted. Initiating. Cleo online. Lowering gear.
That would show exactly what Flynn told them, and they say they can't reveal more because investigations are ongoing. To me, it doesn't seem like Mueller is about to close his investigation. It seems to me like he has a long way to go. I could be wrong. What do you think?
I agree with that completely. This is just really the opening salvo going on right now before the holiday. There's no way this is wrapping up soon. This is just starting to unspool itself. And, you know, tonight, imagine you're one of the people whose names you're thinking, maybe am I one of the redacted names? It's going to create a wave of paranoia around people in the Trump orbit. And, you know, particularly wondering, you know, where this is headed. And Friday, we're going to have Cohen
market data refresh received.
Finding out
the local market is selling resonating separators at a good price as well as performance enhancers and consumer technology.
New York.
You only have 21 limpets on board. You might want to consider restocking.
We've got a lot more in our breaking news tonight. Revelations from Robert Mueller's sentencing memo for Michael Flynn.
You have been awarded just over 2 million credits for successfully completing the assassination mission. Assassination mission completed. You have been awarded just over 2 million credits. You have received just over 2 million credits for completing the assassination mission successfully. Assassination mission completed. You have received over 2 million
credits.
Give a gift to the guy that gives you a route.
You have received well over 1 million credits for successfully completing the assassination mission.
Now select suits are $199. Designer sport coats are $149, plus all dress shirts are $3 for $99.
He's gonna like the way he looks.
This is an invitation to dive into a world bursting with life. Are you ready to become a part of this Atlantis, Bahamas at heart?
Book your winter vacation by December 10th at 1-800-ATLANTIS or AtlantisBahamas.com.
It's time to take a different look at SiriusXM. Listen now with new subscriptions as low as $5 a month plus fees. Or subscribe to one of our best packages and get a free all-new Amazon Echo Dot. Hear commercial-free music, plus sports, talk, comedy, and more. Visit SiriusXM.com/GetSXM or call to get complete offer details for your car, your home, or anywhere you are. Get a great offer at SiriusXM.com/GetSXM.
CMDR Rider 1 is fair game.
Surprise! Motherfucker!
It's a feeling that's hard to describe. And even harder to forget. The United States Virgin Islands.
¿Sabes inglés?
something around that.
No se mueve.
Full control re-established.
Ship uncoupled. Maintain correct lane on exit.
You only have 21 minutes on board. You might want to consider
Do
restocking.
your asthma symptoms ever hold you back? About 50% of people with severe asthma have too many cells called eosinophils in their lungs. Eosinophils are a key cause of severe asthma. Fasenra is designed to target and remove these cells. Fasenra is an add-on injection for people 12 and up with asthma driven by eosinophils. Fasenra is not a rescue medicine or for other eosinophilic conditions. Fasenra is proven to help prevent severe asthma attacks, improve breathing, and can lower oral steroid use. Fasenra may cause allergic reactions. Get help right away if you have swelling of your face, mouth, and tongue or trouble breathing. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Headache and sore throat may occur. Haven't you missed enough? Ask an asthma specialist about Fasenra. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
The best part about being a bath fitter installer is the review. Homeowners greet us in the morning and love that we're going to install a beautiful new tub right over their old one without tearing the bathroom apart. But they're never quite prepared for what they get come the end of the day. We call it the wow. When they see their new bathtub that's high quality and more beautiful than they could have imagined, I can't help but smile. Since it's Bath Fitter, it's built to last a lifetime. We guarantee it.
Book your free in-home consultation today.
CMDR Rider 1's a legitimate target.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge-watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
So here's the breaking news tonight. Robert Mueller filing the sentencing memo for Michael Flynn tonight.
Yes, I
in
know,
that document,
Lost
Mueller
elite
says Flynn
focus.
provided first
Monitoring joystick 2.
Ooh, it shows that I'm streaming. That's cool. Did anybody say anything? Not that I see. Zero comments. One watching now, that's me. Analytics. Ad insertion, oh interesting. Stream ad insertion must be enabled for live broadcast. Lots of cool stuff in here. Broadcast alerts. What's it say? Create a studio, blah 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 blah, it's getting makeover, blah 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 blah. Don't care. It's weird, it showed my stream. There we go. they can't generate some hits. Keep moving on. Things are gonna get better. It won't take long. Keep on moving to the top.
Refocusing.
Keep on moving. Where's my keyboard? Keep on moving to the top. Keep on moving. Keep moving on.
Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
That's why this freaking keyboard is driving me nuts.
Refocusing. Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
It has lasted 5,000 years.
Phenomena.
Refocusing.
Fire pours from the sky like rain. Only a handful survived the Holocaust.
Initiating. Voice control off.
Mankind is thrown into a new dark age.
Do you look at this?
Will the human race survive?
Life clock. By life clock, you mean that the Earth itself, if not an organized ecosystem, can actually come back to life, as it were, after a cataclysmic event.
Kenneth Story,
Jules is a legitimate target.
Biologist, studies animal survival strategies.
Roger that, Commander. Moving
The
to engage.
last time a comet hit, the life clock did start. Not for everyone. Many species were wiped out. The total biomass on the Earth decreased tremendously. Some species were losers, and that's what we focus on. But some species
UO Pilots Federation Local Branch 100 credits for firing in a no-fire zone.
But the real win was after they survived, there were no competitors.
UO Pilots Federation Local Branch 100 credits for firing in a no-fire zone.
Really? Got no help from the station? Seriously?
UO Pilots Federation Local Branch 100 credits for firing in a no-fire zone.
Where there are no enemies, there's also no one who can help. Fernando survived only a few hundred kilometers from the impact site, but he's completely on his own.
Fernando got a raw deal, man.
Pungent sulfuric gases fill the air. The impact has made the Earth extremely hot.
Oh, I think the cops are fighting him too.
CMDR Rider 1 is a legitimate target.
Earth has been draped in darkness for days. The survivors gather around the many bonfires that can be seen from afar. Many are disoriented and traumatized.
No more contact. Deactivating hardpoint.
CMDR Rider 1 is fair game.
I haven't seen nobody, no.
Henry Vardot is looking for his wife. They were separated on the night of the impact. After the chaos, there is an eerie calm. There is still enough food to last for a few weeks.
So many people here.
But how long will the darkness last?
CMDR Rider 1 is a legitimate target.
Bam! Big rock hits the earth, and it transforms a vast.
CMDR Rider 1 has a bounty.
Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage.
Matthew Huber studies the history of the Earth, especially the dynamics between the ocean
CMDR Rider 1 has a bounty.
There's a mingling of the mass of the original impactor and plus all of the surface that it vaporized. And that gets pumped up high into the atmosphere, through the troposphere, into the stratosphere, where that rock starts to condense out and form a solid, and it forms a massive layer of dust. Most of the dust will actually be high up in the atmosphere, well above where you and I
CMDR Rider 1 is fair game.
Very dark. Most of the sunlight will not make it to the surface, and it'll be as dark as a moonless night.
CMDR Rider 1 is fair game. CMDR Rider 1 is fair game.
This guy's leaving.
Since leaving the observatory, the scientists Noah Boyle and Xianya Tan have battled their way across the volcanic terrain of Hawaii.
How many exquisite focus crystals do I have?
You have 67 units of exquisite focus crystals on board.
In the damp tropical climate of the rainforest, not all the plants were burnt, but the lack of sunlight is taking an ever-increasing toll. The vegetation also suffered from the
CMDR Rider 1 is fair game.
sulfuric compounds that the impact hurled into the atmosphere.
These plants aren't going to make it without sunlight.
CMDR Rider 1 is a legitimate target.
pH value 4.2.
4.2 is approximately the pH value of buttermilk. That in itself is not
CMDR Rider 1 has a bounty.
That level of acidity in the atmosphere slowly releases heavy metals from the soil and can therefore
Lost elite focus.
of toxin.
Monitoring joystick 2.
We shouldn't drink this
Refocusing.
We shouldn't stay on this island much longer.
In the darkness, the fertile island has become a desert, hostile to life.
CMDR Rider 1 is fair game.
Sunlight is our planet's indispensable
CMDR Rider 1 is a
source of
legitimate
energy.
target.
Most plants cannot exist without light, and after a few weeks of darkness,
CMDR
they
Rider
die.
1 has a bounty.
This breaks the first link in the food chain. All life hangs in the balance.
CMDR Rider 1 has a bounty.
The difference with you and me is I seize the moment and you with that foolery. Shine like the jewelry. Hit them like boom, what you gon' do to me?
That's this guy.
CMDR Rider 1 is fair game.
And I be out so fast that you wanna run me. Don't hate it, I'm the greatest. Think it's luck, bro. You should see me up, baby.
CMDR Rider 1 is fair game.
Opposition, myself is the only competition. So slim, bow, bam, boom. The king is here, make some damn boom. Oh, now that's how you change the game. Aye. That's how you change the game. Now that's how you change the game. Aye. That's how you change the game. You start with a little bit of be great, then it's something I want. Like you.
That's what it's like, Commander.
Already has any targets.
Affirmative, Commander. Taking control. Fighter just brought the big one, Commander.
I found a neat little bug. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Now that's how you change the game.
Incoming mission critical message.
Oh, I have a mission here. Okay.
You all know what these are. They're plain everyday potatoes. And I just want to show you what happens to seeds or tubers like this when they germinate in the ground.
Dr. Vivi Viter specializes in the mass extinctions that have occurred throughout the Earth's history.
Awaiting orders.
They
HMS Justice has left
Stand by for deployment. The fighter is going live.
Benjamin Saki has a
the sun
bounty.
is no longer shining.
From Pirate Benjamin Saki, my legacy
Heli
is
presence online. Await your orders.
Fighter deploying.
In their search for light, sprouts shoot up very quickly.
From Pirate Benjamin Saki, there will be no warfare.
They use up all
Police
their
Federal
reserves
Security
of energy.
Service, Police Response Unit in position.
When they only
From
find
Police Federal
total
Security
darkness,
Service,
they will
Police
keep
Response
on
Unit in
growing
position.
as pale sprouts. For some time after the impact, the ground will be covered by white sprouts, and from all kind of plants.
Initiate
Target is trying to jump away, Commander.
The plants run out of energy.
Oh, no, he's not.
From NPC Benjamin Saki, I hadn't expected this.
The
From
Baka
NPC
people have
Benjamin Saki,
adapted
I
to
hadn't
new
expected
conditions.
this.
They gather all the food they can that survived the catastrophe. They preserve them
Bounty
and
voucher of nearly
store it.
194,000 credits
That's the
received
last
from
of them,
UNX
Commander.
Corporation. Assassination mission requirements completed. Redirected to mission origin. From Police Federal Security Service, cease and desist. Submit to authority scans immediately. From Police Federal Security Service, cease and desist. Submit to authority scans immediately.
Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
Okay, where's my stream? Where is my stream? No, I don't want YouTube Premium. I want my stream. Give me my stream. There it is. Anybody say anything? Give me my stream. And there it is.
Refocusing.
Wilco, Commander. Returning to fighter bay now.
There's a mission here too. It's nuts. Okay. Well, might as well while I'm here.
Fighter reduct with ship.
Sequence complete. Fighter is safely on board, Commander.
Fighter rebuilt and ready for deployment.
Lost elite focus.
HMS
Monitoring
Justice
joystick
has
2.
entered Super Cruise. Fighter rebuilt and ready for launch.
Refocusing.
The first is fair game. From cruise liner cruise ship, this is your captain. Due to some unforeseen delays, we will be arriving at our next destination later than scheduled. Drop to
Stand
normal
by for
space
deployment.
coast to start
Fighter
units
is going live.
Fighter launching from mothership. Warning, attack by pirate detected.
Fighter is clear of the mothership.
The first is fair game. From pirate the first, you face your end now. From escort to Rosaria, enemy spotted. Moving to attack. Warning, attack by escort detected. From Police Federal Security Service, incident response units on station. From Police Federal Security Service, rapid deployment unit deployed. Initiating scans of all ships in the area. From Police Federal Security Service, incident response units on station. From Police Federal Security Service, rapid deployment unit deployed. Initiating scans of all ships in the area. From escort to Rosaria, accelerating to attack speed. Warning, attack by escort detected. From NPC the first, I can see when I'm outmatched.
Good thing.
From NPC the first, I can see when I'm outmatched. The first is a legitimate target. Rosaria is a legitimate target.
Roger that, Commander. Moving to engage.
Hang back here for a sec.
4 bounty vouchers received for a total of over 403,000 credits. Assassination mission requirements completed. Redirected to mission origin.
Wait a minute.
Paul Caswell is a legitimate target. Bounty voucher of over 93,000 credits received from UNETS Corporation. From Pirate Paul Caswell, prepare for death.
Voice control off.
Warning, attack by pirate detected.
Hate these vultures.
From Pirate Paul Caswell, die. Warning, attack by pirate detected. From Pirate Paul Caswell, I have you in my sights. Warning, attack by pirate detected.
Initiating. Voice control off.
They're trying to escape, Commander.
Bounty voucher of around 58,500 credits received from UNETS Corporation.
Okay. Let's get rid of this. Nobody's saying anything anyway.
Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
Let's see what N has to say.
Refocusing.
Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian and welcome back to X4 Foundation. This is a getting started tutorial for mining. This video will cover surface mining that you can do with any ship that actually has a weapon. We'll also do large scale mining that you can use with, well, pretty much any ship. And we'll also have a look at automated mining. Now what this video won't cover is mining with the largest ships as well as gas mining. And that's something we'll have a look at in a future video. So then, first things first, find an asteroid field and then enable the local scan mode. If you use your mouse and keyboard, this is Shift and 2. And what you'll notice is that some of the asteroids on the radar below will appear as orange contacts. Orange contacts are mineable asteroids, and there's different types of content you may get from here. It could be silicon, it could be ore, it could be ice, or it could be other stuff. As we're not actually using a mining ship for this type of mining, then we can't fully outright destroy the asteroids themselves. What we're looking for are nodules on the surface of the asteroids. These show up in two forms. The orange ones are chunks of the mineral themselves that are within the asteroid, so either ore or silicon or something like that. And these aren't worth picking up if you haven't got a mining ship, because you simply won't be able to carry enough. What we're looking for are crystals then. And there's actually a whole variety of these. Some of them are not worth a whole lot, others are worth quite a significant amount. So once you've located a crystal, and they may take you a little while to actually find, you can then shoot at it. It will break apart into chunks, fly up to these, hold down the O key, and what will happen is they will get sucked into your inventory. Now keep in mind that this doesn't go into your ship's cargo hold, instead it goes into your avatar's actual inventory. But like I say, there's some crystals that are worth more than others. The purple ones we just looked at are not worth much. These ones are worth a lot more, but do look around and just keep going, and we can have a look here to get a bit of an idea of what the galactic average price is for the crystals. So the first lot of crystals were worth 1,000 credits each.
Lost Elite Focus. Monitoring joystick 2. Refocusing.
Roger that. Ready for pickup.
Lost Elite Focus.
We already disassembled this, which
Monitoring
was the
joystick
PS1
2.
Classic.
Refocusing.
It probably still works. Just I mean, it's pretty simple parts. Ultimately, we have a video on that separately if you want to see it. But what we haven't yet looked at is the controllers, and this is arguably one of the most important aspects of the PS1 Classic. First of all, because its weight is equal to the entire device that plays the games, and secondly, replicating the mechanical feel of playing the games on the original controller, this one, is important to getting the experience right. So we have these. We're going to disassemble one of these from the new PS1 Classic. It's a $100 console.
Lost Elite Focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
Docking completed. Hangar is secure, Commander.
And guilty plea.
What time is it?
Spitting on the sidewalk with
Fighter
major
rebuilt and ready for
repercussions
deployment.
for Mini. What does that even mean?
Refocusing.
Happy Hanukkah.
Wake up.
I don't know. I actually
Initiating.
I believe that he actually
Voice control off.
I
Retracted.
think Giuliani knows Bupkis. Is that the right word? This is.
I think that was the first time I'd ever seen Bupkis spelled out. At first I thought it was Bupkis,
yeah.
but yeah, but Bupkis. Anyway, I digress. Go on.
Yeah, no, it is. So this is consistent with where Giuliani. So Giuliani is like sort of out of the loop, and then creates these diversions about, well, if we don't know it now, then therefore we will never know it. The reality is we know it now. I mean, everyone's focused on the black lines and what they're editing out. Those lines are telling us something significant. They are blacked out because there are significant ongoing investigations still. And then just to turn it a little bit, or just to add one more thing.
Chicken Frog said meow.
Mueller
From Pirate Crown Quator, the rumor was right.
Chicken Frog said it'll be on soon.
Do not want Mike Flynn to go to jail. So what does that tell you? That tells you they already have a lot of other stuff to go forward with these other investigations, and we're finished with Flynn. So if you're anywhere near this, you should get a lawyer. I mean, I never thought I'd give advice to these people. Get a lawyer, because Mueller does, knows more than Bupkis at this stage.
Yeah. Harry, another key line in the filing. Senior government leaders should be held to the highest standard.
Brown Quator is a legitimate
That's
target.
true, but what bearing does that
From
have
Pirate
on
Brown
the legal
Quator.
case of
Lost
Joe
elite
Biden or
focus.
any officials?
Monitoring joystick 2.
I think
Refocusing.
it serves double duty here. On the one hand, it says Flynn, and this is after the section that says how serious the lies
Return
were.
to normal space in the vicinity of Star LHS 346.
Giuliani was just
Fighter deploying from mothership.
But then goes
From Pirate Brown Quator, thanks for your
from
coverage.
these lies, the
From
honorable
Pirate Brown
and
Quator, now
upstanding
you
thing
die
as he
victims.
has throughout his life.
Brown
And
Quator is a
second,
legitimate target.
The sort of inference there
From
is
Pirate
that
Brown
many,
Quator, give me 20 T of cargo if you want to live.
that Mueller's been dealing
From
with
Pirate
this
Brown
meltdown
Quator,
have
start
not been
dumping that
similarly
cargo.
admirable.
I'll give you
And
10 seconds before I start
possible to me,
shooting.
by the way, that whole other
Warning,
section
attack by pirate detected.
may concern the
From Pirate Brown Quator, this can all stop if you just give me 20 T of cargo.
In fact, it was his investigation that Trump tried to make ask Comey to back off of. So that would be a kind of a classic bad government action.
2 bounty vouchers received for a total of over 311,000
acting
credits.
upright and owning up to his mistake and criminal conduct.
So we mentioned the acting Attorney General, Sally Yates, remember going over and saying, hey, listen, Flynn is compromised, telling the White House that.
Yeah.
And then after Trump asked Comey to let Flynn go. Trump is a man who's shown zero concern for anyone but himself. Why do you think he was trying to save Flynn, Josh?
So I think he wasn't trying to save Flynn. I think he was trying to save himself. I mean, if you think about the way the whole Flynn
Lost elite
situation
focus.
went down, he was sitting
Monitoring
there in
joystick
the
2.
Oval Office talking to my former boss Jim Comey and asking him to please let this
Refocusing.
investigation go. This was a day after Michael Flynn had been fired, and the Michael Flynn case was a disaster for the White House on two levels. It was a disaster legally and a disaster politically. Legally, because it appears as though the president was trying to weigh in and obstruct an ongoing FBI investigation, but it was also politically a liability for the FBI. For the White House, because of the way it went down. That morning that Flynn resigned, he was actually sitting in his office talking to a conservative website and actually boasting about how the president had confidence in him. Later that day, the Washington Post drops an article that says, no, Sally Yates was here 18 days ago warning you that your national security advisor was a walking national security liability and you did nothing, and then they let him go. So I don't think this had anything to do with Michael Flynn or saving him. I think it just looked so terrible. They were doing what they typically do when faced with a political issue, a legal issue, try to make it go away.
I forgot when you mentioned in the Oval Office. It's like, was that in the Oval Office?
Oh, to make me lose my mind.
The
loyalty dinner.
We tried hard points.
The loyalty dinner. So there was more than one.
We tried hard points.
What does this memo tell us about how Mueller is approaching the rest of this investigation, Juliet?
So I think we can
Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
HMS Justice has entered Super Cruise.
It's Tuesday. This week will end with further filings on both Manafort. Yeah, Manafort. Yeah, I'll see you Friday night as always. Manafort and Cohen on Friday. So put all of these together. So in some ways, this is just your typical case. Different defendants are treated differently depending on what they give, how truthful they are, how forthcoming they are, and what goods Mueller or the investigators have on them. So in some ways, each of these cases is different. But if you look at the totality, which it's just important that we do, right? Because every little detail can get confusing. Paul Manafort, Michael Flynn, and Michael Cohen are the three stools of the Trump presidency. They are the personal lawyer, the political, advisor,
Lost elite
and the
focus.
national security advisor.
Monitoring
and
joystick
look
2.
where they all are now. So the idea that this isn't already touching Donald Trump.
Refocusing.
It's holding up this Trump presidency, and the question is where does this go, and how close does it go to either, I've long been saying on your show, if this touches Jared or one of the sons, it is the equivalent of touching Donald Trump in terms of how the president will react. And you hold on. I mean, that's all I can say to viewers. Just hold on. But the system is showing itself to be pretty resilient at this stage.
Leave it to Juliet Cunningham to put this in perspective for us. The campaign chair, the guy who ran the campaign for a critical time, the national security advisor, the president's personal attorney and personal fixer. That's what we're talking about in terms of being under investigation and facing possible time behind bars right now. Thank you all.
Gallagher is fair game.
We'll end on those words.
We should expect more of this, though, in those memos. There's going to be a lot of redactions, I think, we can now think, that's how Mueller's operating.
And we'll be covering it, and you'll be analyzing it. Thank you, Harry. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Juliet. I appreciate it. Tonight, we learned just how much one Trump associate, Michael Flynn, is cooperating with Robert Mueller. But what will that mean for the president and other Trump allies?
From cruise liner cruise ship, and don't forget, this liner is in the top 1% of all liners out there.
What answer you?
10 ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Vote now for the 2018 CNN Hero of the Year. Vote up to 10 times a day, every day, at cnnheroes.com. Sponsored by Subaru.
Introducing Add-on Advantage, a new way to save on travel. Now, when you book a flight, you unlock discounts on select hotels that you can add on to your trip up until the day you leave. Add-on Advantage. Only when you book with Expedia.
Got directions to the nightclub here, and if you get lost, just hit me on the old horn.
Tom's my best friend, but ever since he bought a new house...
It's a $10 cover? Oh, okay. You can see that on the website?
He's been acting more and more like his dad.
Come on, guys, jump in. The water's fine. Tom Pritchard. How we doing? Hi there, Tom Pritchard. Can we get a round of jalapeno poppers for me and the boys, please? I've been saving a lot of money with Progressive lately, so...
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Ignition sequence start. 10, 9, guidance is internal. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This isn't a liner. Well, to be clear, it's an invisible liner from Smile Direct Club. Our liners take teeth like these and transform them into those.
HMS Justice has returned to normal space close to surface station. Save us an installation.
We send your liners directly
you have one depot mission
at
at this
average
station.
of 6 months, you could have a lifetime supply of confidence. Join more than 250,000 satisfied groaners who got a smile they love for only $80 at SmileDirectClub.com.
Federal flight control here. Submit a request prior to touchdown.
The biggest thing out
Down
there.
and lost.
You ready? Landing pad number 11.
Coming out a little hard.
I just got my ancestry DNA results. 74% Italian. And I found out that I'm from the big toe of that sexy Italian boot. So this holiday season, it's Ancestry DNA
From Police Federal Security Service, no crimes detected.
Give a
Feel
gift.
free to
I'm good to go. I'm not a criminal.
Shop the holiday sale at Ben's Warehouse.
Now select suits are $199. Designer sport coats are $149, plus all dress shirts are $3 for $99.
He's gonna like the
Station services price update received.
It's that time
The
of
local
year
market
where
is selling
stars
scrap
come
at a
out
good
to
price
honor
as well
some
as
of
hydrogen
humanity's
fuel.
best. Join
You
Anderson
only have
Cooper
13
and Kelly
minutes on
Ripa
board. You
live
might
as
want to
they
consider
named the
restocking.
2018 CNN Hero of the Year. CNN Heroes, an all-star tribute, Sunday at 80.
Go ahead. Enjoy the road home. Just not too much. Hurry in to receive a credit of up to $3,000 on select models now through January 2nd.
How many exquisite focus crystals do I have?
You have 67 units of exquisite focus crystals on board. Delivery mission completed. You have been awarded on the way to 4.5 million credits during this prosperous time.
Let's watch some crazy stuff, yo!
This one's going to LHS 317 and 90811. Let's do this one because it's bigger.
CNN Special Report, a deadly haze inside the fraternity crisis, Saturday night, 8 Eastern.
Here's our breaking news tonight. Robert Mueller telling a federal court Michael Flynn has given substantial assistance to the Russia investigation and should not get jail time. Let's discuss. Matt Lewis is here, Ryan Lizza as well. Good to have both of you on. Ryan, I'm going to start with you because you heard Rudy Giuliani's response, and Trump ally in Congress and Mark Meadows said this tonight on the filing. This is, quote, "This is good news for the president." Do you see good news here?
No, I mean, look, I think we can ignore most of that. It's just spin and BS to try and downplay the gravity of what's happening here.
You only have 13 minutes on board. You might want to consider restocking.
In these memos, there are three really important things that we learned tonight. One is that Mueller was so impressed with Flynn's cooperation that he gave the lowest possible recommendation of jail time, right?
Juliet said that's a thank you.
Well, look, remember when Flynn first was reported to be a cooperator, most analysts said, well, you only get a good deal if you give up someone above you. He was the national
Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
White House hierarchy, basically only
refocusing
the presidents, right? So that is incredibly significant. That
so what's number two then? You got you said one.
Well, number two is that the document does say that he told them about communications between the transition team and conversations with the Russians, right? Mm-hmm. So Mueller knows everything about that whole set of issues concerning sanctions, and he surely knows whether President Trump directed Flynn to do anything that's potentially illegal. And then third, of course, is we have a mystery investigation that's redacted in this memo that was so highly sensitive that it's completely blacked out, but referred to in other parts of the memo.
Every time someone goes 1, 2, 3, I expect you to get to 3 and go, I can't remember. What is the third one? I can't remember.
Energy department.
Energy department, which you run right now. How weird is the universe, right? He couldn't remember the department.
Right, if you were a novel.
So what do you think when Mark Meadows says, oh, this is good news for the president? Do you think it's good news?
I can't imagine how it would be. I mean, look, let's put this in context. I mean, tonight is a bombshell, but in the context of the last week, we have Donald Trump doing a written answers to Robert Mueller. You have Michael Cohen coming out and admitting that he lied to Congress, and he's obviously talking to Robert Mueller. Now you have Michael Flynn, who hasn't just talked to Robert Mueller, but has talked so much and so convincingly and so willingly that he is being now recommended 0 jail time.
You have Manafort.
Never mind Paul Manafort, right?
Yeah,
so there's so many different angles, and the possibility that President Trump not only maybe directed Michael Flynn to violate the Logan Act, but possibly, and I don't want to get out over my skis too much, but what about the written answers to Robert Mueller and the possibility that not only are the written statements being contradicted by what Michael Flynn and Michael Cohen have said, but by evidence that they might have presented.
Corroborating evidence.
Right.
Oof. Yeah. So, I mean, no jail time. What do you read into that? If you were the president or anyone in his orbit and his allies, what would you take?
I think a couple things here, right? First of all, as Ryan said, I think that this is a thank you. But I also think it is a message. Just the other day, Donald Trump tweeted to Roger Stone, basically sending a message. Look, if you don't talk, if you stick with me, I'm going to pardon you. This is Robert Mueller saying there's another game in town.
there's someone else who can be your Sherpa, who can protect you, and that's me.
Interesting.
If you play ball.
Okay. So listen, after filing tonight's Michael Flynn's son tweeted this, that God is good to those who have supported us throughout this process. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will never forget you. So Ryan, does Flynn Jr.'s reaction make it obvious they weren't expecting a pardon from the president?
Well, if you read the universe of Flynn supporters, what they've been tweeting and saying this last year, they've generally been supportive of President Trump, right? And they've generally sort of echoed his positions on the Mueller investigation and his politics generally. I think what the son is saying there is thank you, Bob Mueller, for recommending the lowest possible sentencing there, right? I think that's what he's saying, and I think Flynn's brother tweeted something similar. The other thing, Don, that this memo reminds us of is the core investigation, right? Trump associates relationship with the Russian government's attack on our election, right? Those links, the collusion question is very much alive.
HMS Justice has left Super Cruise close to Strikeloff Enterprise.
That is the core of the investigation, and he makes it clear that is not a settled question.
Yeah, I gotta go. We're out of time. Thank you both. I appreciate it. It's only Tuesday.
Down and not.
Still lots more in the week ahead of us and behind us. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Just weeks after losing the Wisconsin governor's race, Republicans in that state are rewriting the rules in a last-ditch effort to curb the power of the incoming Democratic governor. I'm going to talk to the governor-elect about that. Plus, a touching story from the spokesman from President George H.W. Bush. When 41 was briefed in 2011 about his funeral plans and lying in state, he asked, with his trademark humility, do you think anyone will come? Yes, Mr. President, they'll come. I'm going to talk to the president's grandson coming up.
Docking completed. Disembark when ready.
I landed. I saw my leg did not look right.
I was just finishing a ride. I felt this awful pain in my chest. I had a
Local
PE
market
blood clot
information
in my
changes
lung.
obtained.
I was scared.
You can upload your mission-related consumer technology here.
Really put you in
the local
danger
market
of
is selling
having
scrap at a
My
good price
doctor
as well
and I
as
chose
hydrogen fuel.
Xarelto.
You only have 13 limits on board. You
Xarelto
might
is
want
a
to
latest
consider
generation
restocking.
blood thinner that's proven to treat and reduce the risk of DVT or PE blood clots from happening again. In clinical studies, almost 98% of patients on Xarelto did not experience another DVT or PE.
Xarelto works differently.
Warfarin interferes with at least 6 of your body's natural blood clotting factors. Xarelto is selective, targeting just one critical factor. Don't stop taking Xarelto without
How many
talking to your
biotech
doctor,
conductors
as this
do I
may
have?
increase risk of blood clots.
You have 13
While
units
taking,
of
you may
biotech
bruise more
conductors on
easily or
board.
take longer for bleeding to stop. Xarelto can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. It may increase your risk of bleeding if you take certain
Delivery mission
medicines.
completed.
Get help right
You have
away for
received well
unexpected
over 3
bleeding or
million credits
unusual
in this
bruising.
prosperous
Do not
time.
take Xarelto if you
Also,
have an
5
artificial heart
units of
valve or
biotech
abnormal
conductors have
bleeding.
been
Before
received.
starting, tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures and any kidney or liver problems.
Learn all you can
to help protect yourself from another DVT or PE.
Talk to your doctor about Xarelto.
¿Sabes inglés?
Come to where I'm at.
No se mueve.
Give a gift that brings the ones you love even
Lost
closer
Elite
with the DNA
Focus.
kit from 23andMe.
Monitoring
And
joystick
this holiday,
2.
Get 30% off each kit at 23andme.com.
You want control re-established.
Landing coupler disengaged.
With the
Please
kitchen
exit the port confines.
Refocusing.
You only have 13 limits on board. You might want to consider restocking.
The home
Landing gear.
of home search.
Gear up.
You want a home with an extra bedroom because sometimes you have guests, but mostly you have stuff. You need Realtor.com, the home of home search.
With so many mattresses out there, how do you know which one is really the best?
Entered Super Cruise.
Just look at how the Purple Smart Comfort Grid, made from a super comfy yet ultra supportive material called hyperelastic polymer, cradled those unfertilized chickies. Purple's unique design cradles your pressure points and redistributes support to the rest
Lost
of your
Elite
body for
Focus.
maximum comfort and support.
Monitoring joystick
Wanna
2.
sleep better? Sleep on Purple.
Ten ordinary people doing extraordinary things, making the world an extraordinary place. Vote now for the 2018 CNN Hero of the Year. Vote up to 10 times a day, every day, at cnnheroes.com.
I pledge allegiance to the American dream and the freedom to live your best life. To civil discourse, to writing your own history, to giving back, and to you being you. And to all those who make America what it is and will be. I'm John Cena, and I'm proudly American.
What time is it? What time is it?
11:39 p.m.
Let's watch some crazy stuff, yo!
Thank you for inspiring me.
Refocusing. Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
This is CNN, the most trusted name in news.
Refocusing.
Republicans in Wisconsin were wiped out of their state's top offices in this year's elections, and to many, it seems like they are, plain and simple, sore losers. GOP lawmakers are moving to strip the incoming Democrats of key powers before they take office next year. They are working to pass bills that will effectively prevent Democratic Governor-elect Tony Evers and incoming Attorney General Josh Kaul from delivering on their campaign promises by restricting their powers. If the bills pass Wisconsin's Republican-led Assembly and Senate, and lame duck Republican Governor Scott Walker signs off, these measures could reduce the state's number of early voting days, restrict the governor's power to make key appointments, and require approval from the GOP majority legislature for decisions traditionally made by the governor and attorney general, who will both be Democrats. Specifically, that last point. That's a move that would likely block the new Democratic attorney general from withdrawing the state from a federal lawsuit against Obamacare, which is something that Democrats campaigned on and won. Many Wisconsinites are not happy about the proposals. I want you to listen to protesters in the State House while legislators were in session earlier today.
I don't know what happened to the Republican Party.
They might not like the noise, but Republican lawmakers are standing their ground, and they are very honest about why they want to pass these bills.
Listen, I'm concerned. I think that Governor-elect Evers is going to bring a liberal agenda to Wisconsin.
Joining me now is the Democratic Governor-elect of Wisconsin, Tony Evers. Thank you. I mean, they're very honest about why they want it. Good evening to you, Governor. Thank you so much. Is this a power grab, plain and simple?
Certainly. And we had lots of people voting for us, voting in the last election, November 6th.
What are your orders?
We won fair and square. We won
There
on
are
issues.
items here
We won
HMS Justice has returned to normal space
what
near
I'm
Galan
about
Reach.
and what Scott Walker is
Yo,
about.
what's up?
I see this
streaming, by
as
the way.
essentially
Just so
the
you know.
Republican majority trying to repudiate and turn back the clock and turn back the clock. That's just not going to happen.
Oh, that's
we're
good.
working hard to make sure it doesn't happen. But
What's going on?
It's something that I think is an embarrassment for the state of Wisconsin.
But
Lost elite focus. Monitoring joystick 2.
Still? Huh.
I think it's just in case I've got her under duress and she's I'm taking all the money and she's
Okay. So you're how's it? You're holding her as a love slave and taking all the proceeds of the you know, for food and whatnot, making it work for you. Is that what's going on?
Refocusing.
You monster. Really? Hmm. 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 Oh wow, a week. That's like $4,000 a month. Hmm. Well, you know, we did kind of take over their country and screw them at the same time. I'm just saying, you know. I'm just saying. The same kind of argument over here with slavery.
HMS Justice has entered normal space near Coriolis Starport, Solon City. You have one depot mission at this station.
Follow all federal docking protocols before attempting to dock.
Yeah, but look what the Aboriginals are now. They're not friggin'... They're not benefiting.
As you enter with the green lights on your right.
The same thing with the Indians too, when the colonists came over and took over the country. Yeah. Landing gear.
Lowering gear.
How's your dad doing? Yeah. That's good. Hopefully he doesn't fall again. Get it?
Contact. Disembark when ready.
Market price changes received. The local market is selling evacuation shelter at a good price as well as bio-waste and animal monitors. You only have 11 limpets on board. You might want to consider restocking.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, she can't lift them. Oh. It's better for our health. How many modified embedded firmware do I have?
You have 9 units of modified embedded firmware on board.
Is that cool or what?
You have been awarded well over 1.5 million credits for completing the delivery mission successfully in this economic boom.
That's voice attack.
Additionally, 5 units of modified embedded firmware have been awarded.
You're saying get a carer cause her knee. I bet. The government won't help with that? Yeah. Shoot. Yeah, doctors aren't cheap, man. And regardless, they'll still rape you for everything you got.
Full control re-established.
Docking coupler disengaged. Go
It's
for
not
departure.
bad.
You only have 11 limpets on board. You might want to consider restocking.
Yeah. See, I knew it. You're forcing her to give you her password. Oh. Yeah. You have her passport too? What the heck?
Clear of station perimeter. Goodbye, Commander.
Oh, my CPU and the memory cells.